Hey there guys, so I'm at the Odeon Off to See Wonder Woman 1984, whatever you call it, or WW84. Now this is probably going to be the last time I go to the cinema this year, and it's quite sad. I mean, due to the pandemic, I used to go to cinema like 50 times a year, but now it's getting to about, I think I've been about 20-ish. But I'm hoping this is good. I've been hearing some really great things about it. As long as it's good, I'm happy with, because I really hope, because Patty Jenkins after this is going to work on the next Star Wars film, Rogue Squadron, which I'm really happy about. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to this one, but it is kind of ended on a sad note because I really wanted to see more films. But unfortunately I can't due to this whole pandemic, but let's go and see Wonder Woman 84. Now, considering this was meant to be the last big blockbuster of the year, and we didn't get a lot of big blockbuster films this year because the pandemic, of course. So did this end on a high note? Yeah, I'm happy to say it did. Is it as good as the first Wonder Woman film? Almost. Now, it isn't ranked high with the other DC films like Shazam and Birds of Prey. I still appreciated the ideas and the risks Patty Jenkins took. Did a 180 on the first Wonder Woman film. It's in a completely different setting in the 80s. Whilst it has the spirit and the tone of an 80s film, it wasn't oversaturated. It wasn't like here's a bunch of pop culture references, a bunch of pop culture songs every 10 minutes. Gal Gadot is exceptional again as Diana Prince / Wonder Woman. Chris Pine as Steve Trevor is just so charming in the role. They found a way to bring it back and it worked. There's a lot of things in this film they really pulled off. I mean, there's so much stuff from the comic books they really incorporated into this, whether it's the Invisible Jet or the Golden Armor from the Kingdom Come storyline. Every time I see that, it just reminds me Goldar from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Compared to the last film where we really dived into the world of the Amazons, in this we only get it in like the first 10 minutes, and it does set up certain things that happens later on in the film, but it's really a story about Wonder Woman herself. It doesn't really relate to her heritage. She's in her own bubble, and we do get some Greek mythology, but it's just thrown in there. How much I enjoyed the fillers of the films, they did have flaws to them. I mean, Pedro Pascal as Maxwell Lord is a conflicted villain, and at times he's vile, but he has that certain charm to him, and you're kind of rooting for him, but his ambitions were really not that clear. I mean, he just wanted more power. And Kristen Wiig as Cheetah, I feel like she plays the same character in every film, and it's nothing new. I mean, we've seen this villain trait done so many times in comic book films. The action scenes themselves are decent. It really hit its stride when Wonder Woman was using the lasso of truth. That's when it got really creative, but apart from that, it wasn't anything special, and the pacing was really on and off, and that was the major problem to this film for me. It took a while for the film to really get going, and Hans Zimmer's score had some really nice additions to the film, but is it just me? I just couldn't hear that iconic Wonder Woman theme that we heard from the previous films, you know, when it goes like down, and the post-credit scene is really cheap and tacky, but in a good way. Am I allowed to say that? But overall, Wonder Woman 84, I mean, it has issues like I just said with pacing and villains and the score, but it took some really smart next steps to tell a very beautiful and human story of Diana Prince. So I'm going to give it like a 7.8 out of 10. It's not ranked high for films like Aquaman and the first Wonder Woman film, but it's not at the bottom with films like Suicide Squad and Batman v Superman. It's a really good film, and it's a film we really need right now. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Go like, share and subscribe. Let me know, what did you think of Wonder Woman 84? And where would you rank it with the other DC films? Because I am working on that list at some point. Go check out my Facebook, my Twitter and my Instagram page. You guys are awesome. I got your back.